Kish. Everyone has their time to shine. Look at yours. Alright guys. Open up to Mem Gimal Amud Aleph. It's 3 lines into the first wide lines. Itmar. Jody, you got it? No, I know where Mishon feels. Alright. Itmar was stated. Rav Amar Shaliach Nase'ed. Rav says that a Shaliach can become a witness. We have a law that says En davar shebe'erva pachot mishnayim. Right? Anything that has to do with intimacy needs 2 witnesses. So when you mekadesh a woman, you need to have 2 witnesses. So is a machlokes over here if shaliach, if I make a shaliach, if he could also be a witness. Right? So Rav says that a shaliach can be a witness. Deber Rav Shila amre en shaliach naseed. Right? The house of Rav Shila says that what? That a shaliach can't be a witness. So we say, my tama deber Rav Shila. What's the reason of Rav Shila that he says a shaliach cannot be a witness? If you want to tell me the reason is because I never told the shaliach to be my witness. You're telling me from here that what? If I have a guy who mekadeshes a woman in front of 2 witnesses, and I don't tell him to be my witnesses, it's not going to be a good kiddushin? That doesn't make sense. Rashi says they saw it. What does that make a difference if you tell them or not? So that can't be the answer. So Rav says that a shaliach can be a witness because it surely strengthens, his words are surely strengthened. Why? Because who knows better than the guy who did it himself? The shaliach is the one who did it himself, so he could be a witness and he knows it the best. No one's going to know better than him. Because Master says that we say that what? That a shaliach is like the person himself, and it's like his actual body. So just like the guy who sends it can't be a witness, so the shaliach shouldn't be a witness. So the Or Sameach explains the foundation of this machloket is based on a chakira of what shalichu is. So there's side 1 and side 2. Either shalichu is like side 1, which is the Torah says that when I appoint the shaliach and he goes and gives kiddushin to a girl, it's like I am currently giving kiddushin to a girl. And when the shaliach hands it, it's literally like I'm handing it, right? So who's the main guy over there? It's like I'm doing it. I'm the guy. The shaliach's just like a monkey carrying out the act. But when he does it, it's really like I'm doing it. Or it could be like side 2. Is when the sender makes a shaliach, he makes him. He literally makes him like a clone of himself. And he gives him all the powers. He gives him power of attorney. He has all the powers. Once he gives it to him, the shaliach does everything. The shaliach's the main guy. He's the one who does the maaseh. He's the one who does the chalot. He does everything. It just happens to be that when he does it, it's working for me. But he's doing everything. And in that case, the shaliach is the main guy 100%. Okay? So for that, we could go back and we could explain this machloket. We could say Rav, who says that a shaliach can be a witness because who knows better than the one doing it, he's going to fit with side 1, right? And who's the main guy in side 1 doing it? Me, the one who sends it. Since the one who sends it is the main guy, when the shaliach does it, it's really like I'm doing it. The shaliach's just a monkey. He could be a witness because he's not Baal Davar. He's not the one who he's not the guy himself. We know the guy himself, obviously, a guy himself can't be a witness for himself. You can't be a witness for yourself. But the shaliach's not doing anything. He's just a monkey carrying out the act. Since I'm really the one giving the kiddushin, there's no issue at all with the shaliach being a witness. But Deber Rav Shila, who says that it's like gufeh and that he can't be a witness, he's going to hold like side 2. Since bottom line, the shaliach is doing everything according to side 2. Once I give him the power, he's the main guy. He's doing everything. He's doing the chalot. He's doing the maseh. He's doing everything. So that makes it makes him like the Baal Davar. And since he's like the Baal Davar, he's not going to be able to be an Ed. Alright? Now, I'm going to bring another case that is talui on the same Yesod HaMachloket of Shalichut. Let's say Jack sends Joe as a shaliach to give a get to his wife. Right? Right after Jack sends Joe, Jack, the one who sent him, becomes fully retarded. He becomes a halachic shoteh, fully retarded. And we know someone who's retarded can't give a get to his wife. So Joe didn't give the get yet to the guy's wife, and the guy became retarded. Now, is Joe allowed to, when Joe gives the get to the wife after the guy became retarded, is it going to be a good get or is it not? So it's a machloke between the Rambam and the Tur. The Rambam says that mideoraita, it's a good get. And he's going to hold like number 2. Why? Since I was fully normal when I gave him the power, I made him a clone of me, I gave him everything, I gave him the power, I made him the main guy. So he's the guy. So if I become retarded, it doesn't make a difference. Because he's the one doing the maaseh, he's the one doing chalo, he doesn't need me anymore. He already has everything, he has the power. So according to that, it's a perfect get. Because even if I'm crazy, it doesn't make a difference. It's nothing to do with me anymore. It's going to happen to work back to me. But really, he's the one doing, the shaliach doing everything. So according to the Rambam, he's going to hold like side 2, and that's why it's going to be a good get. The Tur holds the get is pasul, and it's going to be like number 1, right? Because we say number 1 is when the shaliach gives the get, it's like I am giving the get myself, right? So if I'm giving the get myself and I'm retarded, it's not a good get. So he's going to hold like side number 1 and says that when you do something, when the shaliach does something, it's like you're doing it yourself. And a halachic shoteh is not allowed to give a get. So that's why the Tur holds is pasul. Okay? There's another halakha that when a guy gives a get to his wife, the paper has to be belonging to the paper that the get's on has to belong to the person. Right? So there's a machloket between the Pri Chadash and the Ramah. If when you appoint the shaliach and the shaliach uses his own paper, if it's going to be a good get or not. So the Pri Chadash holds that a get on the shaliach's paper is good. So he's going to hold like side 2. That once I make the guy me, once I give him all the powers, he's the one doing the maaseh, he's the one doing the chalot, so it could be his paper, because he's doing everything. It's going to happen to work back to me, but since he's doing everything, it could be his paper. The Ramah holds that it's not good, and it needs to be the Mishaliach's paper. Why? He holds like side 1. Side 1 is when the Shaliach gives the get, it's like I'm giving the get. If I'm giving the get, it has to be my paper. It can't be the Shaliach's paper. If I give a get on someone else's paper, it doesn't work. So he's going to hold, it's therefore pasul. Alright, now we have, this one's a little complicated, but we'll try to explain it. If a guy says he was mikadesh to a woman, right? And then the woman denies it, right? So, and let's say the edim went overseas. The edim disappeared. So we have no clue now, right? Guy says, I was mekadesh a woman, and the woman says, no, you weren't. And we don't have witnesses. They went overseas. They're gone. So there's a concept called shavya nafsheh chaticha d'isura. You could put, a person has the power to put on himself an isur. He can make something asur to him, right? So what's going to happen in a case like this? When the guy says that I was mekadesh here, right away, he makes it so he can't marry her sister, because we know because of erva, you can't marry your wife's sister while she's alive. So, since the guy says, I was mekadesh, even if the kiddushin is not a good kiddushin, because we don't have 2 witnesses anymore, we have no way to know. Bottom line, the guy still now, he made asur on himself, the girl's sister, right? The wife, on the other hand, she would be allowed to marry his father, because we're not worried about erva. Why? Because she says that I never accepted it. So he does, his one person, his word doesn't have the power to make people isur on her. He can make isur on himself, but he has no power for her. Okay, that's just introduction. So now we have a case where you send a shaliach to mekadesh a girl. All right. So shaliach goes, and he comes back and he says he was mekadesh her, and the woman denies it, and the witnesses are gone. They're overseas. So the Tshuvat Haravit says that her sister is now asur to the sender, because the shaliach said that he married her, so the sister is now asur to the sender, which it seems that he holds like side 2. Why? Since I already gave the guy all the powers, I made him like me, so when he goes and he mekadeshes the woman, he's like my goof. So when he says it, it's like I said it. When he says that I was mekadesher, it's like he made her asur on me. And now, it's like erva. If you would hold like side 1, let's say, right? it would hold like side 1, which is when a shaliach does the act, the Torah considers it like I did it. So maybe it's like I was Mekadesh, right? So when the guy did it, it's like I was Mekadesh. But I never said that she's Asur on me. I have to make her Asur on myself. According to side 1, if it has to be like I did it, then I never made her Asur on me. There's no way to do it.
One you can say kibinid, right? One kibinid. Right?
Yeah.
So I would say, I'm not saying Sal Shalom, I'm saying because I'm an aid. I'm an aid, I'm saying that I saw it happen. One
You two ate him.
so that's the thing. Well, the considered Yisur get all Yisur beheter. No,
Yeah.
nothing
You
mechayev, right?
need to eat him. To make
It's
her
alright.
usher?
No, what?
To make her usher?
No, he's saying I was there when me and another, he's shouting us to aid. He's saying I was there with the Kiddushin. What?
You need to eat him.
No, not to make her usher. There was another aid when it happened.
He's not around.
There's not.
But one aid can't seem said, it doesn't want to be surrender to say usher on her, not usher on her?
No. I'm almost positive. Whatever you need to.
I mean, everything, the Mechayim Misa arise. But say usher, like any Yisur.
I thought by the case.
And let's say, first of all, let's say, for instance, he said,
No, to do Mechayim Misa, but to say Yisur beheter.
Yeah, I thought one is enough. We said, didn't we say by
say you're a Kodesh to a person?
the case of what's it called? What was that case? Case with the mother. We said the only issue. Well, yeah, we said the only issue was that was his mother, but really one issue is enough to Isur, right? Rabbi G, the case with the mother, right? The only problem was that it was his mother. That's why she can't Isur her. But if it wasn't the mother, we said one end is enough to Isur, no?
Let's say he was.
Huh?
I mean, in case we say
But he was kosher with shlichus.
yeah, well, in case we wasn't.
Whatever happened. But if you hold enough more, if you hold side 1.
Yeah.
Say it. If you hold side 1.
So if he would hold like side 1, which is when the shaliach does the act, the Torah considers it like I did it, then maybe I did the act, but I never made her asur on me because I never said anything, and the shaliach is not my goof to make someone asur on me. Right? Now, guys, go to Zayin Amud Aleph. So the first dot, it's like 4 lines down. It says, Hilach mana v'hikachi leploni mekudeshe medin evet kenani. Right? Somebody goes to a woman, she says, take this mana, and you'll be married to that guy. It works from the laws of an evet kenani, because we say, evet kenani lav afagav delo kachaser v'lo midi. Right? When an evet kenani gets redeemed by somebody else, he doesn't lose anything, he doesn't lose any money, nothing's coming out of his pocket. Kakani nafsheh, but he acquires himself back. Hagavra nameh. This guy also, afagav delo kachaser v'lo midi, even though he's not losing any money, kakani le lahai iteta. He acquires himself to this girl. Right? So it's a machloket over here between Rashi and the Ritva. If you look at Rashi, he says, Hilkach manav hikachi leploni. He says, Vehu shlucho. The guy is his shaliach, right? This is the shaliach talking. And instead of using the mishaliach's money, he's using his own money. So Rashi learns it's a case of shilichut. The Ritva learns that this is not shilichut at all. There's no shilichut happening over here. So we'll explain the machloket again. Rashi learns that this is shilichut, right? And we said the guy uses his own money. So Rashi, who learns that this is a case of shalichut, he's going to hold like side 1. Why? When the shaliach does it, it's as if the mishaliach is doing it, right? Therefore, it needs to be my money, right? Just like we said before with the get, when you need the paper, it needs to be the guy's paper. So if you hold like side 1, it needs to be the mishaliach's money. So right now, if you just have simple shalichut, it seems that if the shaliach uses his own money, according to side 1, it doesn't work at all. It shouldn't work. Comes Evet Kenani and is mekadesh to us that really you do need your own money. But from Evet Kenani we learn that just like an Evet Kenani doesn't lose any money and he acquires himself, so too a guy who doesn't lose any money could be acquired to a girl, right? If you learn like side 1. But the Ritva, who said that this is not a case of shalichut, he holds like side 2. And he says since the shaliach is doing the maseh and the chalot, right? He is the main guy, the shaliach, and he could use his own money. So from shalichut, I already know that the guy could use his own money from simple shalichut. If you hold like side 2, just like I said before with the get, right? That if you hold like side 2, the shaliach could use his own get because he's the main guy. He's doing the act. He's doing everything. He's doing the chalot. He's doing the maseh. So too here, if you hold like side 2, The guy could use his own money, the shaliach. So what's Evet Kenani coming to teach me? I don't need it. I already learned from simple halakha, from simple pishitu of shalichut. So from that fact, it can't be a case of shalichut over here, because then I would have Evet Kenani for no reason, and have nothing to teach me. So from the fact that we have Evet Kenani, the Ritva learns it's not shalichut. Now, if you want to ask, I don't know how does it work. You could ask questions on the Ritva. I don't even understand myself how it'll work if it's not shalichut. But that you could ask on the Ritva. Bottom line, the Ritva says it's not a case of shalichut. Bottom line, the Gemara says at the end, it says Hilchata shaliach naaseh ed. It says that a shaliach can become a witness. We learn, which is like what? Which side? It's like side 1, right? So how all these Rishonim in all these machlokets saying side 2? They can't contradict with the halacha and the Gemara. So it must be
The Rivash. What does the Rivash learn? Side 2.
the reverse of side 2,
He
right?
said he can't contradict the whole
Right.
Talmud.
Not only the Rosh, also right. Rashi learned. Yeah. So the Avnei Miluim explains, really everybody holds size 2, and it's like kigufo, right? So that would make sense. So that answers how the other people all the Rishonim could hold side 2. But how does it explain our Gemara? So he said no, the machloket's talu in something else. The machloket is if it's gufo, but they are not nogea bedavar, right? Because a shaliach, right? If you say it's number 2, then he's like kegufo. But is he nogea bedavar? Does he have any reason to lie and say it worked? He has no reason to lie. He's not getting any benefit from this kiddushin, right? A person who's getting married, he might have a reason to lie for shidduchu. Maybe he wants to marry, maybe he doesn't want to be married. He has a reason to lie. But the shaliach has no reason to lie. He's not nogea bedavar. It's not going to affect him anyway if he says that he married or he didn't. So the machloket over here, if you have somebody who's kegufo, he's like the baldat, but he's not nogea bedavar. If he's pasul edu or if he's not pasul edu. So Rav's gonna learn that he's not pasul edu and he could be an ed, and the Bereshia is gonna learn that he is pasul. Yeah, and he's gonna be pasul, and therefore he can't be an ed.
Good.
Wow.
Beautiful.